Tonight on the channel, an unexpected revelation from rising WWE star Roxanne Perez. She's openly admitted to having a crush on one of her own fellow superstars. What does this mean for her career, her on-screen persona and her off-screen life? Stay tuned as we dig into the details, reactions, and possible implications for the road ahead. At just 23 years of age, Roxanne Perez has already carved out a significant presence in WWE. Born Roxanne Gonzalez, she began training extremely early in her teenage years and quickly rose through independent promotions. Eventually, she made her way to WWE's developmental brand NXT, where she became a standout performer, capturing the NXT Women's Championship and building a reputation for high-energy matches, athleticism and an unmistakable charisma. Now part of WWE's main roster discussions, she is widely considered one of the future stars of the Red brand Monday Night Raw or wherever WWE positions her. With her nickname, the Prodigy, and a growing following among fans, her every move, both in and out of the ring, generates interest. So when Roxanne recently made a public admission that she has a crush on another WWE superstar, it naturally triggered waves of curiosity, speculation and social media commentary. Let's examine what she said, who the superstar appears to be, how fans and pundits have reacted, and what it could mean for her future both as a performer and a public figure. According to multiple recent reports, Roxanne Perez admitted she had a crush on a current WWE superstar. One prominent article reports, Roxanne Perez has admitted that she has a crush on current WWE star Drake Morreaux. The article states that she playfully referenced the superstar as "my chef" on social media Instagram X while referring to him. In another post on Instagram, she sent a message to her partner Morreaux, confirming that the two were in a relationship. From what we can gather, Roxanne publicly admitted to having a crush, overcoming the typical guarded stance many performers keep in public. The subject of the crush appears to be Drake Morreaux, himself a WWE superstar. Social media activity, stories posts, corroborates the relationship angle. The phrasing, "my chef," might be a playful code or inside joke between the two, but the effect is clear, it signals affection and public acknowledgement. This kind of candid admission is fairly rare in the wrestling world, especially among active roster members, so naturally it is grabbing attention. To understand the full context, let's look briefly at Drake Morreaux, the person Roxanne appears linked to. While details may not be as widely known yet as some other major names, here's a summary of what we do know. Drake Morreaux is listed in multiple reports as an active WWE superstar. He appears to be of the younger generation of talent, still on the rise rather than a longtime main eventer. The revelation of a relationship between Morreaux and Perez may serve to boost both of their public profiles, especially if WWE chooses to weave the connection into storylines or social media content. Because WWE often blurs the lines between on-screen personas and real-life relationships, this pairing invites speculation. Will it be purely a real-life affair, or will it take shape in storyline? Will it affect how either of them is booked or perceived by fans? The moment the scoop hit the web, social media erupted. Some of the key dynamics. Fan excitement. Many fans of Roxanne expressed delight at seeing her share personal happiness. She has a growing fan base that appreciates her authentic personality, and this revelation adds another dimension. Speculation. Wrestling fans love to speculate on whether a real-life relationship can or should be referenced on-screen. Questions popped up. Will WWE acknowledge this? Will they tie it into a storyline? Could there be possible conflicts if one is scheduled for a major match and the other is not? Skepticism, privacy concerns. Some conservative fans reminded themselves and others that personal relationships can be complicated in the wrestling business, with its travel schedule, long hours, and blurred public-private lines. Marketing possibilities. Some commentators noted that WWE might leverage the relationship, if indeed it's confirmed, to build promotional opportunities, social media content or tie-ins. Importantly, nothing has been definitively confirmed by WWE as an official storyline angle, so much of the chatter remains speculative. However, the fact Roxanne publicly admitted this crush marks a departure from typical wrestler publicity norms. What could this mean for Roxanne's career? Let's break it down into possible positives and potential pitfalls. Positive implications. Humanizing factor. Up until now, many wrestlers maintain a somewhat guarded public image. Admitting a crush gives Roxanne a more relatable, human side, and that can resonate with fans, especially younger demographics who see her as more than just a wrestler. Increased visibility. The buzz around the admission may raise her profile. More visibility can translate into more bookings, merch sales, social media engagement, and perhaps more prominent storylines. Character evolution opportunities. WWE has a history of integrating real-life elements into storylines, e.g., real relationships, real family connections. If used right, this admission could lead to character depth, new alliances, or even an on-screen, romance, angle, if both parties agree. Media coverage. Topics like personal revelations often lead to coverage beyond wrestling-specific sites. Lifestyle outlets may pick it up, boosting mainstream awareness of Roxanne. Potential pitfalls, challenges, privacy and speculation. The more personal details are shared publicly, the greater the chance of scrutiny, rumors and potential missteps. In wrestling, personal life plus travel plus long hours can create strain. On-screen versus off-screen expectations. If WWE chooses to integrate the relationship into a storyline, the demands and pressures increase. Some fans may dislike real-life stories overshadowing in-ring work or authenticity. Booking implications. Wrestling promotions can be unpredictable. If a storyline is built around a relationship and then it ends, or if one performer is moved to a different storyline, awkwardness may arise. Perception issues among peers, locker room. While speculative, whenever personal relationships become public in the locker room environment, dynamics might shift: friend groups, alliances, jealousy, etc. This is standard in any workplace, but wrestling is unique due to travel and public personas. Overall, the possibility seems more positive than negative for Roxanne, provided the revelation is handled with care, transparency and professionalism. Looking at the broader picture, how might WWE respond or leverage this romance angle? If WWE chooses, they could incorporate Roxanne and Drake into a joint segment, interview or storyline. For instance, backstage vignettes could show them interacting, and then a storyline twist could occur, e.g., jealousy, interference in matches. Tag team or mixed interaction opportunities. Perhaps the two could appear in mixed tag team segments or crossover situations. Even if not wrestling together, their connection might open new segments. Character development. Roxanne's character might evolve. If previously portrayed as purely competitive and serious, this personal reveal adds complexity. She might defend her partner, clash with others over attention, or challenge assumptions about her focus. Fan engagement, social media tie-ins. WWE might publish social media content, Instagram Reels, behind-the-scenes photos, Q&A sessions to capitalize on the fan interest, helping boost both stars' profiles. Strategic benefits for WWE. Expanding demographic reach. Stories beyond the ring, like personal relationships, tend to draw casual fans or pop culture media. This can help WWE reach a wider audience beyond core wrestling viewers. Merchandising and branding. If the relationship is embraced in branding, shirts, social posts, photo ops, it opens additional revenue streams. Cross-platform content. WWE has been leaning heavily into digital content, X, Instagram, TikTok. A personal story like this offers strong fuel for those platforms. Risks and considerations for WWE. Maintaining the balance between real life and storyline is delicate. If fans believe a relationship is purely promotional rather than genuine, backlash can occur. Overexposure. If WWE pushes the relationship too heavily, the wrestler side might suffer. Fans might say, all they do is post about their relationship, not wrestle. Post-relationship scenario. If things change, breakup, feud, WWE must pivot the storyline responsibly. Improper management could reflect poorly on both stars. It's important to situate this relationship revelation within where Roxanne is in her wrestling career right now. She's recently been featured on WWE Raw, working higher on the card and tied into key storylines. Her affiliation with the faction The Judgment Day, or at least being aligned, teased, signals WWE's trust in her as a spokesperson or rising talent. With the Money in the Bank ladder match and other future major match potentials looming, her career trajectory is upward. Thus, this personal reveal doesn't occur in a vacuum, it is happening while she is ascending. The timing may prove opportune. With interest already high, the buzz around her personal life may amplify her push. Given that this involves real people in a highly visible profession, it's worth noting some ethical and professional dimensions. Privacy. While some wrestlers choose to keep relationships private, publicly discussing a crush indicates a willingness to share. Still, the boundary between public persona and private life should be respected. Media and fans should avoid speculation beyond what the star chooses to reveal. Consent and portrayal. If WWE chooses to bring this into a storyline, both Roxanne and her partner must consent and be comfortable with how it's presented. Real relationships turned into storylines can place extra strain on the individuals involved. Impact on performance. Relationships in the wrestling business, especially when both parties travel and perform, can add emotional and logistical complexity. Wrestlers and their management teams must ensure it doesn't negatively affect in-ring performance. Fan reaction management. Fans may respond very differently, from support and encouragement to criticism or even inappropriate commentary. Wrestlers and the company should anticipate and manage this via respectful social media practices. If you're presenting this story on your YouTube channel, here are some points your viewers may find interesting. Roxanne Perez is showing vulnerability. By admitting a crush, she opens a side of her personality that many fans may not have seen before, and fans often love to see real self behind the big screen persona. The line between on-screen character and real life remains blurry. Wrestling fans should stay open to the possibility that this might just be a personal admission, or could become part of a storyline. Career timing matters. Roxanne's admission comes at a moment when her career is rising. That timing could influence how WWE uses the story or doesn't use it going forward. Monitoring what comes next. Stay tuned for hints, social media posts, backstage interviews, WWE programming segments. The next few weeks could reveal whether this remains a personal matter or evolves on-screen. Respecting boundaries. While speculation is fun, remember that these are human beings with real lives. Encourage your audience to engage respectfully, and consider adding a short comment in your video reminding fans to keep things positive. In closing, Roxanne Perez's admission of a crush on Drake Morreaux, as the reports indicate, is more than just a celebrity gossip snippet. It ties into her brand, her position in WWE, and offers multiple possible directions for both her in-ring career and her off-screen story. What to watch for in the coming weeks. WWE television. Are the two appearing together in backstage segments or vignettes? Social media activity. More photos, stories, hints, or even a full, official, announcement. Booking changes. Are either wrestlers' match placement, alliances, or storylines shifting? Fan reaction and Twitter X buzz. How is the wrestling community responding? Merchandise or branding. Will WWE or Roxanne herself release custom content, shirts, Q&A, etc., referencing the relationship? Your audience will likely want regular follow-ups, so this story gives you a great hook for future videos. Update. What happened after the crush confession? Did WWE bring them into a storyline, etc.? Greater than. WWE rising star Roxanne Perez has made a surprising confession. She publicly admitted to having a crush on fellow superstar Drake Morreaux. What does this mean for her career? Will WWE turn this into storyline gold, or will it remain a personal revelation? In this video we break down everything you need to know: the admission, the social media posts, the fan reaction, and what it could mean for the future. Don't forget to like and subscribe for all the latest WWE news and analysis. This revelation may seem like a simple crush story, but for a performer like Roxanne Perez, at a pivotal moment in her career, it has the potential to open new doors, deepen her connection to fans, and influence how she is used on screen. Whether it remains a personal note or becomes a plotted storyline remains to be seen, but either way, it's a story worth following.